How many of you have not? We've been waiting for you. I think this is like 68 for me, 69, not 70. I'm not quite sure. I can't even keep track of this week. However, we were in Tri-Cities this last week. On the east side, we've been in Wenatchee, we've been in Spokane, we've been in Vancouver a handful of times, Battleground. I saw Phil out here somewhere helping us out. And there's one thing that we have done, as Jay Inslee has told us, no live music. And we said, sorry, we said, Mr. Inslee, no, we are going to keep playing rock and roll. He said 5 people. And you know what? We went a size bigger on our stage, and then today, check this out. It's awesome.
We are in Camas, Washington at Camas Meadows Golf Club.
That's close to that.
In Camas, Washington, having a Culp
information
/ protest / concert.
We are going to continue on. And I thought maybe we all just live stream a little bit and tell Mr. Inslee that we're not going to stop. We've got our voices to speak. Your conservative voice matters. And you know what? We are not going to bow down to that type of leadership. We need a leader who's going to stand up for the people, right? We need a leader that's going to follow the Constitution, that's going to support its people in his state, not just the things that he chooses and pretends that they're law. So they're not. You guys ready? We're getting there. This weather's a little fun. But we're not going to stop. Our voices matter. Your voice matters.
All right, if you didn't hear me before, I thought I had my mic plugged in, but I didn't. So we are currently at Camas Meadows Golf Club on a cold, windy day for a Culp rally protest concert. Hope you guys enjoy it. How's it now? Is the sound quality better? Awesome. And now I can talk to you easier too. east of Vancouver. We're still pretty early, but yeah, I'll show you guys the crowd. A lot of people still in the parking lot, a lot of people still walking up. It's so windy, it just blew my chairs over.
Might need to do some running in place to keep warm.
And that'll be $25. Just kidding.
do at all of our rallies, we always sing the national anthem, and I want you guys to join in with me. Would you please stand? Here's our flag tonight, and that wind is just blowing it. We've got it up on the big screen. And it's been an honor for me, as I love the flag. Take a look at it, it's beautiful. I see a few others out here today, so please join with me. By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed, at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous light, o'er the ramparts we watched, was so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Oh, it's very cold. Like a wind chill of about 30. And the 80s weren't bad either. I arrived in the 80s. The rally is at Camas Meadows Golf Club in Camas, Washington, just east of Vancouver. Such thing as a Biden rally.
this cold come from, huh? Look at all you standing up there. I am very happy to have you here. First time to see a Culp rally. Let me see those hands again. I love it. I love it. You've all voted, right? Everyone's voting? Yeah, you better. We got to. We got to make change. Let's go, guys.
How's the sound quality with the wind? Is it okay? Not much I can do about it. I'm just curious. Inslee wins, I'm moving to Montana. he's a typical Democrat, Obama-style Democrat.
So there
Massive
has
gun
been
control.
many
If I were to
things that
hand
have
you a
come
rifle
along
to go
as we
hunting
have
with,
been
it's a felony.
on the road with Mr. Culp.
I think that's about,
And,
that sums it up right there.
It's been a lot of fun. We've seen a lot of people. I have had
Not to mention Boeing
zero,
is taking
other
off,
than the
and
stress of doing a tour and doing
a lot of
different things.
businesses are
Been
leaving
very
the state of
fortunate
Washington.
to work with
He's
many
shut down
people.
so many
Look at
different
all the stuff
plans.
that's gone here
People
today
have tried
again.
to get
Every
started here.
Every event that we do
Yeah,
takes
Inslee's bad news.
volunteers, takes money, takes people to step up as we're doing, and it's not easy, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of hard work, and but we need you. We still need you.
We don't call him Governor
We're
Inslee,
running
we call
ads
him
every
King
week
Inslee.
to fight against Jay Inslee. We are doing everything as it's coming. I think maybe almost 50% of the votes have been in. If you haven't voted, be sure and vote. Text your friends.
Washington's an open carry state too, but yeah, the gun laws are just ridiculous.
That, we've always liked to do. Single you fly across the horizon into the misty morning sun. Nobody asked you where you were going, and nobody knows where you're from. There is a man asking a question. Is this really the end of the world? Single you must have known for a long time. The shape of things to come. Now you fly through the sky, never asking why. And you fly all around. Somebody shoots you down. Single you fly across the horizon into the misty morning sun. Nobody asks you where you
I don't get you,
are
Tyler. I
going.
used to get you kicked all the way back to
Nobody
Florida.
knows where you're from. Now you fly to the sky, never asking why. You fly all around. Somebody shoots you down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Na, 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 na. Single you fly away. Single you fly for tomorrow. Single you fly away. Lead me to my somewhere. Well, ladies and gentlemen of Clark County, if you guys are enjoying the show so far tonight, make some noise out there. That's right, we have Common Ground keeping the stage nice and warm for you. We know it's a little breezy out there, but the music and the message is definitely worth it. We have a few shout outs to our vendors. Over here to the back of the area, we have Camila Gifts from Olympia.
They're selling all kinds of merchandise over there. Go check them out. They have all kinds of flags, shirts, and other merchandise. We also have The Observer, originally from Carson, Washington, now publishing in Skamania, and very soon will be publishing in Clark and Klickitat counties as well. They are a small, independently published, funded only by subscribers and advertisers business. Please see publisher Hannah Joy for more details over there at the Observer booth. We also have Barb's Famous Barbecue, run by Rodney, the owner over there. He's serving all kinds of hot barbecue, including ribs, pulled barbecue pork, chicken, hot links, and they have delicious coleslaw with vinaigrette. And then over here we have Between the Buns, ran by Phil Forzagla, the owner. They came in from the Tri-Cities today, and they are proud to be serving hot dogs, Polish sausage, German sausage, nachos, and they also have signature hot dogs. Definitely check those guys out. They will give you some hot food to enjoy while the music and the message goes on tonight. We do have speakers taking the stage here very soon, so of course that message will begin. Common Ground taking over.
Eat a Tesla and you can't make a Tesla without oil. Just saying. Hummer's horrible. I saw it yesterday for the first time. I was like, wow. lots of leftists in Vancouver. We had a small impromptu flag wave earlier, and there was a lot of middle fingers.
Now we played in South Bend, and it was this cold, but it was rainy, and it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I actually just watched the clip that was at Olympia, the Borat film. I'm not in it, so that made me not sad. But yeah. The movie itself didn't really like go out to try to make us look like something, but definitely his article that he wrote was ridiculous. Hi, Chicago. Common Ground, and we're in Camas, Washington, just east of Vancouver, Washington, at Camas Meadows Golf Club.
love the setup here tonight. You guys did a great job. It sounds good. It looks amazing. You got the Culp trailer over here. one more song for you. We'll make way for Dakota. Where you at, buddy? I saw you out there a little bit ago. Dakota Foreman is great. They sounded great earlier, and we've had a great time here. And there's nothing like a Culp rally, huh? That's what we're going to keep doing.
Thank you, Freddie. It means a lot, especially with the stuff that's been going on. I haven't been able to go out filming very much, so yeah, any and all donations definitely help. Next month is going to be a lean month.
Ah, yes, ladies and gentlemen of Clark County, let's hear you make some noise if you plan on voting for Loren Culp for governor of Washington State. Ah, yes, we are excited to be joining you here tonight. We all support Loren, of course. He will be taking the stage here after the show. First, a few shout-outs to our sponsors. First, to the Angelo family. These are longtime residents of Vancouver, Washington, developing real estate all throughout the area, making it possible for Vancouver and the surrounding area to thrive. They are a huge sponsor to this event, so a great big thank you to the Angelo family. Also to the Matt Olson family, they are the owner of Camas Meadows Golf Course, this property that we are having this event on tonight. They are hosting this event, and they are also a huge sponsor. Please, another great big thank you from all of us to the Matt Olson family.
That's cool.
Now, if you guys have not already done so, please take out your phones and text the word Culp, C-U-L-P, to the number 313131 to receive all the latest updates from the campaign. As we near election night, you will definitely want all those latest updates. Also, please join us on culpforgovernor.com, register, get those updates, and see how you can also help in other ways. Election night is near, but all campaigns do take money to win. So we are asking, if you can, please submit your donations to us here at the Loren Culp for Governor campaign. Find any associate of the campaign here around the stage, and we will make sure to get you the information you need to submit your donation. It could be an email, a text, whatever information you need, and thank you in advance for those donations. Also, if you are tuning in from Facebook Live or YouTube or culpforgovernor.com, feel free to leave a comment. In fact, please leave comments. Make sure people know that your voice can be heard there online. A comment might be something like, no new taxes, which of course would be directed at Jay Inslee for raising our taxes 33 separate times after he said he wouldn't. And by the way, if everyone out there is with me in kicking Jay Inslee out of office, again, make some noise for Loren Culp.
All right, guys, we are at Camas Meadows Golf Club in Camas, Washington, just
All
east
that being
of
said,
Vancouver,
ladies and
Washington,
gentlemen,
and
Common Ground
Southwest
is stepping off.
Washington.
Dakota Foreman will be setting up,
State
and now we'll be
And
introducing
Loren
our
Culp
first speaker
for
of the
Governor
night.
rally / protest /
This person
concert.
took his district, which had been Democrat
Tell
for
your
70
friends.
years, and turned it
Share.
Republican in 2016. He is a family man with a wife and 5 kids. He owns a small publishing company,
And it's super
in
cool.
office he is focused on property rights, gun rights, and he is very pro-Constitution. Please give it up for your state representative from the 19th District on the coast, Mr. Jim Walsh.
All right.
Right?
How y'all doing?
He's probably in a warming hut.
Well, I got stuck behind a drum coming up backstage. Never get stuck behind a drum. So, the right of petition and of the people peaceably to assemble for the common good shall never be abridged. That is Article 1, Section 4 of the State of Washington's Constitution. One that I try to say every time so that we remind Governor, well, whatever his name is, the current occupant about what our state constitution says. So, are you here for the common good? Then you'll never be abridged in the state of Washington. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for being here. It's a hearty night. It's a Washington night, yes? It's so good to have been with Loren Culp these last few months and these on these protests all around the state, because really it's been phenomenal to see the state waking up. You know, for so long, I think the people of Washington have been asleep. You know, they haven't been paying attention. They haven't really taken to heart what it means when so many of our neighbors are killing themselves with addiction, with drugs on the streets of our cities. They haven't been watching when we've abdicated our responsibility to teach our young kids the fundamentals of civics and what make this state and country great. We've been asleep when we've allowed a schemer like Bob Ferguson to turn our state's institutions into partisan political weapons. We've been asleep, but we're not asleep anymore. Are you awake? Are you going to solve this state's problems by returning common sense to Olympia. Well, God bless you. That's why I'm here, and I know that's why you're here. But you know, we can't just be what we're against. You know, so often people on the other side of the political aisle will say, well, Jim, you're really good at saying what's wrong. What about what's right? And I think it's easy to say what's right. What's right is in the state constitution. That Article 1, it's a long one. Article 1 at the beginning of our state's constitution is our Bill of Rights
Spotlight's
for the state
killing
of
me.
Washington. Unlike the federal constitution, in our state document, the rights of the people are described right at the start. And I think that's a great thing. But, you know, for some people, even that is too much. It's too daunting, too intimidating. It's too much to it. So I've put together, and I encourage all of you to look up a shorter version. And that is the contract with Washington. And the contract with Washington is 10 simple points. The first one is, if we get control of the legislative process, we will enact $30 car tabs immediately. The second one is, we will put a cap on property taxes so no one is at risk of being taxed out of their home. On that list is reforming our method of funding our public schools. It's currently dominated by a budget formula called the prototypical school model. We need to change that. We need to blow that one up, and we need to make budgeting for schools much more simple. A base rate to cover all their functions, and then a reasonable per kid allowance that will take them up to the full load of the students they have. Another one on that list, and this is an important one, is fully fund our state's fish hatcheries. It's just common sense, people. We've been running our fish hatcheries at half capacity. We need to crank them all the way up. And last, and this is a riff on something Loren says all the time, any bill that comes through Olympia has to recognize your constitutional rights to free speech, to practice religion as you choose, to privacy, and the one that's the most important, Article 1, Section 7 of our state's constitution. You cannot be disturbed in your private affairs. This is what we're for. This is why you need to send Loren Culp to Olympia. This is why you need to write in Joshua Freed as Lieutenant Governor. And this is why you need to vote for Sue Peterson for Commissioner of Public Lands, for Matt Larkin as State Attorney General, because that bum Ferguson has got to go. God bless you all. Thanks for being here tonight, and I look forward to seeing you all again. Good night.
Our second speaker right now is someone who grew up homeless, but he rose up out of poverty to graduate valedictorian of his class. He has been elected in every election since 2014 after being appointed to the legislature unanimously. He has risen quickly to be an intellectual leader in the Republican Party, and he is your senior representative from the 26th District. Everyone please give it up right now for Jesse Young.
Well, we finally worked it out. Hey guys, I'm State Representative Jesse Young. I'm from the 26th District, the only constitutional conservative that can get elected on the Puget Sound. It's my honor to be down here tonight. You know, I was taught a long time ago that you always lead with your strength. My strength is Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Would you please bow your heads with me? Father, I just want to thank you for all the freedoms that you've given each and every one of us. I want to thank you for the freedom to be here tonight, to endure the cold, but to stand up for our individual liberties. I want to thank you for giving us a candidate like Loren Culp to run for governor. Father, I just want to thank you for the safety and security of our families. And I just want to ask right now that you send your blessing upon each and every one of us. That you send your Holy Spirit and your wisdom down to the voters of the state of Washington. That you'd help us to elect someone that's going to stand for freedom, that's going to stand up for our rights to pray to you, to exercise our First Amendment and our Second Amendment rights. And Father, in all these things, we just give you glory. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so I'm going to scoot back. Apparently the wind is causing us some problems. Hey, listen, you know, everything that Representative Walsh just expressed to you, how many of you like the points in that contract with Washington? The funny thing is, one of the reasons why Loren Culp has asked us to come up here is because those bills, every one of them have either been sponsored or co-sponsored by Jim or me. And it's because we're standing for your individual liberties. But you want to know what the dirty secret is? Is that if we don't elect a governor, we can't get those bills passed. And I can guarantee you right now that Loren Culp would pass and stand for every one of those bills to protect your individual liberties. You want to know what? I have met our governor, and he's one of the most arrogant people I've ever met. And for his level of education, his level of intellectualism, I got to tell you, it's overhyped, his ego. But one of the things I've learned is that he thinks he's smart because he's a lawyer. But for the first time in my life, I've seen someone that's wanting to run for governor that has a real life PhD in protecting people, and that's Loren Culp. What do you say about that? Yeah! Someone that understands the true meaning of public service. Someone that understands that it's about protecting our families and protecting our communities, and who understands that it's his job, if elected, to stand between you and the enemy, between you and harm's way, to stand in the gap for us. And that's why I've driven down from Gig Harbor tonight, because I believe that Loren Culp is that man that will stand for us, stand to protect our families, so that when we're out doing our jobs, we know that our kids will be safe. We know that our kids will be safe on the way to school and on the way home. But we also know that our kids will be safe when they're being taught in the classroom. And because Loren Culp is the type of man that will stand against that heinous and graphic sexual education bill. Now, every one of you knows, I hope knows, that when you're voting, you're going to vote to reject R90. But let me tell you, if you don't vote for a Republican legislature, if you don't vote to put Loren Culp into the governor's office, the new Speaker of the House, Lori Jenkins, her district is right next to mine. And let me tell you, she is the most progressive, socially radical Speaker of the House that we've ever had in the state of Washington. And her agenda will be to cram that right back down your throat, even if you vote to reject R90. It is crucial that you not only come here tonight, and I thank every one of you for coming out enduring the cold, but you've got to make sure your neighbors understand why you're voting for Loren Culp, why you're voting up and down that ticket Republican, and that you need to get them out and they need to exercise their right to vote. And I encourage each and every one of you to make a pledge to go grab 3 or 4 neighbors and get them out to the polls, because if we don't win it this time, you're going to have that sex ed bill crammed down your throat. Representative Walsh and I single-handedly stopped. We did the first thing in state legislative history. They came after your Second Amendment rights, trying to do a magazine ban, and we did something that's never been done before. We ran over 100 amendments on a bill and killed it with parliamentary procedure, and we did that from the minority position. But they are ready for us. It's time for us to take back the majority. Listen, you guys are ready for the next band. I'm not going to stand in the way. We need to get Loren Culp up here. But I just want to say a blessing on each and every one of you. May God bless each and every one of you. May God provide for your families in this COVID environment. May He provide for your incomes, your provision, and just God bless each and every one of you. Thank you very much for coming out tonight.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, well, we have a special treat for you about to begin. Dakota Poorman is coming here all the way from the Auburn Valley. This guy and his band, they know how to throw a show. It is going to be terrific. We have more speakers coming up after Dakota, and of course, Loren Culp will be taking the stage as the main event tonight.
or what? You guys ready to have a good time tonight? Who's ready to see Loren Culp for governor? I want to dedicate this to all the working people out there. This song is called Working Man Blues. I hope you like it. It is good to be back and playing music again. I think I was going insane for a little bit. This is a brand new song that's coming out on a new record. This song is called Postcards from Austin. I hope you like it. I can All right, we're gonna release a new song on you guys tonight, if that's okay. But before we go any further, I want to introduce these guys up here. Also, give it up for Common Ground for opening up tonight. Over here on my right on lead guitar, Mr. Paul Jackson.
Hi, Paul.
And over here on my left on bass, Mr. Brian Lake.
Yeah!
Back behind me on drums, one of the best drummers this side of the Mississippi, Mr. Matt Clark. And if you need a household, that's the guy to go to. Or if you want to buy a house, one of the two. But there's a part in this next song where I need you guys to shout. I know you guys can do that. You just gotta say, hey! Hey! That's it, see? You got it already. All right, here we go. This song is called American Made. I hope you like it.
Yeah, it's like that. Man, just if we would have got hammered, and we'd be warmer.
Thank you very much, Leaks. With all the music and stuff, there's no way this is going to get monetized, and it'll probably get taken down even if I don't get on it quick as soon as it's over. But definitely appreciate you guys donating. It means a lot, it really does. Especially on stuff like this, where I'm not going to make a penny on it. Like, yeah, it means a lot, guys. It really does. Thank you.
You guys all right? Yeah! I know I am. I got a mullet. I'm happy. But who is ready to get Jay Inslee ass hat out of the office? I cannot stand to look at him. It's kind of like looking at Hillary Clinton.
Got a little windy, guys.
Things that make it go. This song is called Beer. If you like beer, I hope you like this song.
All right.
I said beer, it goes good around here. Well, a bunch of so much for being here tonight. My name is Dakota Portman. If you like what I do, please like me on Facebook, Spotify, Instagram, Apple Music, whatever you got. You can download the music on there. And I want to thank Loren Culp personally for having us back. And I was just now told that we're going to play on November 3rd when he wins. So be there in Olympia if you want to see us again. But also I want to thank the sponsors and all the people that showed up tonight, all the vendors, and also give it a big hand for the sound crew and the lighting guys. They worked their asses off to make this happen, so thank you guys so much for doing this for us. This song goes out to any girl that ever turned me down. How many of you guys have ever seen the movie Talladega Nights? I don't know what to do with my hands. We're going to throw another brand new song at you, if that's okay. And whoever did this microphone stand is overcompensating for something. I don't know why. I got to fix this. I look goofy. All right, this song is called Best Mistake. I wrote this song with Big and Rich's guitar player in Nashville, and I'm excited to play it tonight. This is the first time playing it. So here we go. This song is called Best Mistake. Shake it for me. Travel over them tight blue jeans. blues. Pretty girl in cowboy boots, some on with a rose tattoo. Girl, you don't know what you're missing, girl, the drug and I'm addicted. 'Cause girl, you're a fever running down a heartbeat. I'm all that shit, you're the gasoline. No, I don't care what tomorrow brings. I ain't talking love, I ain't talking fate, I ain't talking about no diamond ring. I just wanna be your best mistake. Hell yeah, I like what I see. The way you move is working for me. Swing them hips side to side. Kiss me with those Cuervo eyes. 'Cause girl, you're a fever running down a 103. I'm gonna match in your gasoline. No, I don't care what tomorrow brings. I ain't talking love, I ain't talking fit, I ain't talking about no diamond ring. I just wanna be your best mistake. Cause girl, you're a fever running down a heartbeat. I'm on that shit, you're gasoline. No, I don't care what tomorrow brings. I ain't talking love, I ain't talking fate, I ain't talking about no diamond ring. We don't have to say I do. We don't need no honeymoon. I just wanna be your best mistake. I'm gonna match in your gasoline. No, I don't care what tomorrow brings. I ain't talking love, I ain't talking fate, I ain't talking about no diamond ring.
Maybe. I don't know. Could be 0 miles.
I'm dropping stuff.
So you're looking at. You want a truck?
We're gonna play a brand new song again, but that's okay.
I was gonna say if you were looking for a car, 3 or 4 grand gets you a TDI Jetta. You go forever on the 10. I know, right? I tried to buy one out of Colorado for 2 grand. The lady said, "Your offer will never get my 4 grand car for retail."
All right, here we go. This song is called "She's Like Wine." I hope you like it.
I was like, I. Be related.
Burn that candle at both ends, been to hell and back again. Pick me up when I was feeling down, and getting lost in a world gone crazy. She was there when I needed saving, and I didn't even look to a place to turn around. She's like wine in the summertime, bottle of red knocking me dead straight on the line. A little make it sweet melody running through my mind on a Friday night, wrapped too tight in the candlelight. Little lipstick Thank you.
I used to do it down the street. Click, 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 click. People like, it's literally.
All right. How many guys like the Eagles? All right, this is one of my favorite songs. This is a song that I grew up on, and I like to play it at every show because it's just one of those songs that gets everybody up and dancing. And if you know the words, sing along, are you ready? I said, are you ready?
Dead serious. I have a leprechaun with 2 pounds. It's not that big.
Thank you so much. You don't really realize it, but if you get up and moving, you don't suck so much. By being cold. This song that we're about to play next is a song that I kind of adapted as my own. I didn't write it, I wish I did, because alcohol and tattoos and beards.
It's kind of what you're about, huh?
Yeah, kind of. And tacos. Tacos. But this doesn't have anything with tacos in it. But this song is called Blame It On Waylon. If it falls out a third time, it's meant to be. We're gonna sing a song about summertime. I wrote this song in my bedroom in about 30 minutes. That's how it works.
It takes you 30 minutes.
It's a record. It's record time. This song is called When Summer Comes Around. right, guys, we're gonna slow it down for a second, do a sappy love song. I know, right? It's perfect. It's country music. It took a dive. You know what? I'm gonna go right back to that. It's post-breakup tuning. This song is called It Rains in California Too. I hope you like it. Red eye, say it all, it's your call. This is where it ends. No, I can't hold you back. Girl, I gotta ask, baby, where are you going? You say I gotta do what I gotta do. I need a different from you, 'cause you got tired of Seattle. You just can't take all the rain. You need somewhere a little warmer, different faces, different names, a place where the sky don't change blue. But if it don't go, girl, you ought to know the truth. It rains in California. You got time for Seattle. You just can't take all around. You need somewhere a little warmer, different faces, different names, a place where the sky don't shade blue. Living on the road, where you want to shoot. California too. California too.
It'll fit over. It will help. Actually.
All right, guys. We got time for one last song. I got the privilege to open up for these guys in the band. Well, not the band. I shouldn't have said that. I got to open up for these guys, and the bar owners of the place that we played at, and we opened up for them, said that we did way better than them. Right? 27-year-old showing up the whole guys. Some of you guys might know this next song.
yes, ladies and gentlemen of Clark County, make some noise out there for Dakota Pullman. Yes, these guys setting up the stage very nicely for Loren Culp, who will be taking the stage here very soon. We do want to give another acknowledgement to the Angelo family. Thank you so much. They are longtime residents of the Vancouver, Washington area, developing real estate all throughout this area, making it possible for Vancouver and the surrounding area to thrive. Again, a huge thank you to the Angelo family for having us out here tonight.
Make sure that the sign's right. I just found 3 of them.
And another big thank you to the Matt Olson family. They are the owner of Camas Meadows, this golf course which we are having this event on right now. Thank you so much to the Matt Olson family for hosting this event and being a huge sponsor as well. Remember everyone, if you have not already done so, please text the word CULP, C-U-L-P, to the number 313131 to receive all the latest updates from the campaign. And as you know, election night is coming up, so please join us and be in the know. Dakota and the band are going to be taking a quick pause, stepping down perhaps, for our next speaker coming up here. This is someone who graduated from law school at Gonzaga University. He is a former prosecutor in Pierce County. He worked in the White House under George W. Bush as a speechwriter and as an attorney, and his main objective in office is to kick Bob Ferguson out of office, which will happen immediately, and then of course will lead to many other needed changes in office. Everyone please give it up for this person running for Attorney General, Mr. Matt Larkin.
How's everybody doing? Who wants to fire Bob Ferguson tonight? I can't hear you. Who wants to get rid of Bob Ferguson in 9 days? That's what I thought. I do too. And I am going to do that for you. We will beat Bob, and it will be so fun to send him home. We have a lot of work to do once I get elected. We've got to unwind 8 years of Bob Ferguson damage to this state. For too long, we've let him preside over rising homelessness, drug abuse, crime. All of these things have happened on his watch. And that's not okay for our state's top legal officer.
Culp is supposed to speak pretty soon.
That is not okay. He is distracted. You know what he's distracted by? Suing President Trump 81 times in 3.5 years. That's how many times he sued our president. Raise your hand if you're paying for those lawsuits. Every hand should be up, and that's not okay. We need an attorney general who will focus on this Washington, not be distracted by that Washington. This Washington needs our help, and we need to fire Bob Ferguson. I've got 4 little kids. I've got a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. I am fighting for them. I am fighting for their future. And I will continue to fight once I am elected for your kids and your grandkids and for you. I will keep fighting. This fight has to happen. It's not easy, but good fights are worth having. Now is not the ideal time for me to be running statewide. It's not. I'm raising kids. I'm busy with a career. I'm in my 30s. Why on earth would I step out of all of that to run for this statewide office? Because it is important. Because I can't wait till I'm 65. I can't look my kids in the face every morning and tell them that I didn't do everything I could to fight for their future. We need to take back our state. And with your help, we will take back our state. And I am so excited that I will get to serve with Governor Culp. We need him in office. And we need to clean house in Olympia because we have a lot of work to do. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for braving this weather. This is exciting. The fact that you're here tonight gets me excited. I'm fired up. Are you fired up? Let's win. Let's take this momentum out into our communities. Let's have people vote. Let's tell your friends, your family. Let's win this race. Thank you so much. God bless you.
What's up, Clark County? How y'all doing tonight? My name's Christopher Gergen. I'm Loren Culp's campaign manager. I came out to Washington State to make sure that Jay Inslee's ass never goes back to Olympia. How many of you are with me tonight? We're gonna get Loren out here in just a second. I just want to say thank you all for braving the elements to come out here and celebrate freedom and liberty. How many of you are ready for Loren Culp tonight? Let me hear you guys make some noise for the next governor of Washington State. His name is Loren Culp.
In November? Are you ready to send common sense to Olympia? Well, we are doing it. We, the people, are doing it this time. Thank you for braving the cold. Thank you for braving the wind. Was this a great show or what? Unbelievable. Do you love this state? I I love this state, and we are going to love this state a lot more after I'm inaugurated. We are going to return common sense to this government. We are going to get it off of our backs and out of our pocketbooks and return common sense to Olympia. That's what I'm all about. That's why I have been traveling around this state for the last 15 months. And we have just over 9 days to go, right? It is happening. How many of you have been to a Culp campaign rally before? How many of you, this is the first time? Excellent, excellent. Thank you all for being here. I grew up in Washington State. I've lived here my entire life except for 4 years in the military. I've been married to my wife Barb for 43 years this year. And I have to tell you, she will make an excellent First Lady of Washington State. We've got 2 grown sons and 7 grandkids that live over by Olympia. And at the age of 19, I served in the United States Army. I've been in the world-famous 101st Airborne Division. I served under one of the greatest presidents of my lifetime, President Ronald Reagan. Yes. Yes. I went through drill sergeant school at Fort Leonard, Missouri, where I then helped to turn civilians into soldiers. I was the honor graduate of my advanced individual training class, as well as the non-commissioned officers academy with the 101st Airborne Division. I served overseas in Korea for a year. And after 4 years in the military department, I decided to move our young family back to the state that we love, back to Washington State where we grew up. And we lived in the Olympia area, and that's where I learned the building trades. I worked for other people for a few years, and then in 1988, I started my own construction business, working right out of Olympia. Started that from nothing with 1 employee. I built that business up over 20 years to where I had multiple crews and trucks doing jobs all around Puget Sound. And then in 2010, a job opening came open for a police officer in the city of Republic, where I went to high school, where I met Barb, where she had lived her entire life. And at the age of 49, I decided to realize my childhood dream of becoming a police officer. And I told Barb, I said, I'm 49. If I don't realize my childhood dream, I'm going to be too old pretty soon. And she said, well, you're kind of too old already, but go for it. So I did. I've been a patrol officer, canine handler. I've been a narcotics detective for about 3 years. And for the last 4 years, I've been the chief of police in Republic. Has anybody been to Republic before? All right, well, you need to go. It's a beautiful mountain town up in the northeastern corner of the state. And it's absolutely beautiful. So I was going about my business, being the chief of police in Republic. And you remember back in 2018, you remember that anti-gun initiative that passed in this state? Yeah, Boo is right. Thanks to our Attorney General for writing the title to that and confusing some people, because I've talked to a lot of people who voted for that because they read the title. It was all about gun and school safety, right? It was full of 30 pages of garbage. So thanks to the Attorney General for disguising that garbage with a title. But the day after that passed, I was asked by citizens if I'm going to start arresting military-age young adults, 18 to 21 years old. That law made it against the law for them to buy a semi-automatic rifle, right? If they already owned one, they couldn't leave their property with it. And so I was asked the day after that passed if I was going to start arresting those people. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that because, number one, I took an oath of office to uphold and defend the Constitution. And I wasn't going to break my oath of office. And number two, the Washington State Constitution is even more explicit than the Second Amendment, which we all know, right? But Article 1, Section 24 of the Washington State Constitution says that the right of the individual citizen to bear arms in defense of himself or the state shall not be impaired. And I raised my right hand and I swore an oath to uphold and defend that. And I knew it was my duty to defend citizens' rights because in the same Washington State Constitution, Article 1, Section 1, it says that the power is inherent in the people And government is there to protect citizens' rights. So I knew that it was my duty to protect citizens' rights. I was not about to violate that oath. That stance, unbeknownst to me, got me on the national news, right? I didn't know that was going to happen. This is the series of events that have led me down this road to running for governor. Got me on the national news. I was on Fox and Friends. I was on Tucker Carlson's show. Yeah, we love Tucker Carlson, right? So I did hundreds of radio and newspaper interviews all across the country. And that led me to writing a book called American Cop. In December of 2018, I wrote that book. And it went on Amazon and became a #1 bestseller, which led me to being invited around the state to speak to Republican Party Lincoln Day dinners and sportsman shows all across this state every weekend in the spring of 2019 and into the summer. I was traveling somewhere around the state speaking to citizen groups about our rights and responsibilities and the responsibility and duty of public servants to stand up for citizens' rights. And that led to people asking me to run for governor. You know, I didn't grow up wishing one day that I'd be a politician, right? My childhood dream, I was living, being a police officer. But with so many people asking me that every weekend when I went out to speak at groups, every place I went, people were saying the same thing. We need to get rid of Jay Inslee. We need somebody to stand up for our rights the way you did in 2018. And so in July, I talked to Barb, kind of like I did when I told her I was going to be a police officer, and I said, you know, if I don't stand up with both feet and jump in here and try to help turn this state around, I would regret it for the rest of my life. And I don't like to live with regret. So that is what led me down this path. And in 9 hours, 9 days, and how many hours? I don't know, my phone's dead. But it's been a long day. We hit the road this morning at 7:30 and got into town a couple hours ago. It's been a long day, so my battery's dead. But it's a little over 9 days, and we are going to turn this state around. We are going to make history in Washington State. And it's all because of we the people. I'm not supported by big business. Large corporations didn't make donations to my campaign. This campaign is supported by we the people. With an average donation of $80 per person, we have raised over $3 million. And that is funding the TV commercials that we have running right now, getting the word out to people that are undecided. And there's quite a few of those apparently. Now, did you guys see the debate? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's not quite as many undecided after that happened, right? That's what happens when common sense meets a career politician. So I am very, very humbled by the support that we're getting all over this state, not just from conservative-minded people, but from people who are telling me that they're Democrats. They've been lifelong Democrats, never thought about voting for a Republican until this time. They see what the far left is doing. You know, the crime everywhere, the dirty needles and the tent encampments. They're seeing what's going on. They're seeing the lawlessness. They're seeing the homelessness. They're seeing prisoners being let out of our state penitentiaries, and they are sick and tired of what the far left and Jay Inslee is pushing. And for the first time, they're voting for a Republican. And that is how we're going to win. And then you look at the way that this virus was handled by our governor. Nope, there are people from all across the political spectrum that own businesses, that have kids that are supposed to be in school, that don't want a person sitting in the governor's office dictating to us how we're going to live our lives, whether we're going to go to work or whether we got to stay home and go broke. They don't like it any more than anybody else does. You know, he decided what businesses could open, which ones had to close, if you were essential or non-essential. Well, I got news for the current governor. We are all essential. This is not the first virus that we've had, right? We've had bird flu, swine flu, they come and they go. And when I'm governor, I will have a firm grasp on the Constitution and understand citizens' rights. And I will have press conferences with the medical professionals to explain to everyone what's going on, what we should do to protect ourselves, our family, and our business. You know, what might happen if we don't follow the medical advice. And then make sure the supply chain is as open as possible for equipment that we need. But then let free individual citizens decide what's best for themselves, their family, and their business. That's how you govern a free state, right? The governor's job is to run the executive branch of the state government, not every aspect of our lives and our children and our businesses. That's not the job of the governor. He needs to stay in his lane and manage and supervise and lead the executive branch of the state government. And let us decide how we're going to live our lives and raise our families. Agreed? We need to be taught about the Washington State Constitution in school, because a lot of people, because we're not taught it, they don't know. They don't know rights that are taken away. Article 1, Section 7 of the Washington State Constitution, something that our governor raised his right hand and swore an oath to uphold and defend, right? It says that no citizen shall be disturbed in their private affairs. We have definitely been disturbed in our private affairs, right? It's not going to happen after this election, I guarantee it. I will have a firm grasp on the rule of law and that Constitution. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm working for one special interest group when I get to Olympia, and that's the special interest group of we the people. That's who I am, that's where I come from. Served in the military, worked, built a business for over 20 years. By the way, I sold that business to my youngest son, who still runs that business to this day when I became a police officer. Unbelievable what's going on. You know, our forefathers fought and died against the world superpower to bring freedom and liberty to America, right? And here we are in 2020 with a governor dictating to us whether we're going to work or whether we're not, what we're going to wear, right? He basically put his finger in everyone's face and said, you and you and you and you are going to put a mask on and keep it on until there's a vaccine. I don't want one person having that kind of power over our lives. That is not freedom and liberty. That's more like you would expect in North Korea, right? With a dictator. You can't tell me that a barbershop or a mom and pop cafe or a salon or barbershop, any business can't operate safely. But Jay Inslee says that a big box store with 150, 200 people in it is okay, but you had to shut down if you had one customer. Makes absolutely no sense. The virus doesn't know which buildings it can go into, which it can't, right? It's about control. We know how to operate safely. We know how to make ourselves safe. The governor is not our medical professional. He's not my health care provider. He's not our boss. He works for we the people, right? He's supposed to. And then you see the way that he handled these riots. We need to restore law and order in this state, and we will after I'm elected in November. Guaranteed. You know, we all have a First Amendment right. We can peaceably assemble. In fact, we're doing that right now. Doesn't it feel great? Yeah! That's our First Amendment right. We can peaceably assemble. We can speak our mind. We can go to the church of our choice. We have freedom of the press, right? But when that turns violent, when people start looting stores, lighting buildings and cars on fire, throwing rocks and frozen water bottles at our police, that's no longer a First Amendment protected right. That's a crime. It's called rioting. And when local law enforcement, the state patrol started losing control in Seattle, he sent in the National Guard at their request, right? But what did he do first? He disarmed them. He sent our young men and women in uniform into a violent situation without the means to protect themselves or other people. That will never happen when I am governor. When things start getting out of hand, I'll have the National Guard spun up with the means to protect themselves and other people. And when the local law enforcement requests backup, they'll be there within minutes, not hours and days like with the current governor. And they will help the local law enforcement to arrest the criminals and put their ass in jail where they belong. There's people that own businesses in there, people that work there, people that live there. They deserve law and order just like everyone else. And there will never be a time where we will pull everyone out and start negotiating with criminals. Ever. When you allow bad behavior, you get more and more bad behavior, right? It can't go on like that. We have to have law and order, and I will restore law and order to this state. We deserve parks that aren't filled with garbage, and tent cities, and feces, and needles. This is disgusting. This is not the state that I grew up in. This is not the state that we deserve right now, and we will get that back. You know, I absolutely love this state. You know, I used to take my kids when they were young, in the 80s and 90s. We used to go downtown Seattle. We used to go to the Space Needle. I went there when I was young. My parents took me. I would not take a family down there now. It's disgusting. And it's permeating out all across this state because it's being allowed. You know, I talked about this when I first decided to run. In my announcement speech, I talked about this so-called homeless crisis, right? It's not all about homes. It's mostly an addiction and a mental health crisis that we're facing in this state. And it's not being addressed by the current governor. He lost certification to Western State Hospital. Right, so people with mental health problems aren't getting the help they need. And along with that decertification went millions of dollars from the federal government to help people that are in mental health crisis. I have experienced this many times as a police officer, and it happens every day and every night all across this state where someone tries to take their life and a police officer takes them to the hospital where they meet with a first level mental health counselor. And that counselor calls all around the state to look for a bed in a facility where that person can get a higher level of care. And 9 times out of 10, there is not a place for them to go, and they're turned right back out on the street. That is ridiculous. It will not happen. We have to fix that problem. That is because of piss poor management at the state level from Jay Inslee. I have no clue why anyone would vote for him. Did you see how many times he lied in that debate? Yeah. He didn't know that he was taking taxpayer money. At least he said he didn't know. And paying a global consulting company $164,000 a week. He said he didn't know anything about what I was talking about. But it happened. It's the truth, and it's been in the news media. Did you notice after that debate how much the news media talked about it? Almost zero. I can guarantee you if it would have been reversed and I would have lost, it would have been all over the place. Right? Very few news organizations are even covering it. It's unbelievable. You guys are awesome. You know that? We are going to take this state back, you guys. It is happening. It is happening. Like I said earlier, Democrats are not voting for him. You know, a lot of them are walking away. The walk-away movement is strong in Washington State. And we're going to find out just how strong. And Jay Inslee is going to get a rude awakening on Election Day. You know, when I served in the military, something happened that made me very, very proud to be an American. When I was 1983, I was a sergeant in the Army. I had orders to go overseas to protect South Korea. And it was a hardship tour, which means that your family can't come with you. You know, I had married to Barb. We had a 3-year-old Nick, and our youngest son Adam was a 1.5 years old. And I had to go over there by myself. I had to leave them for a year because I was stationed up close to the DMZ, which is the border between North Korea and South Korea. And while I was there, I participated in a joint military exercise. Well, I wonder if that wind can pick up anymore. Just joking. But I participated in a joint military exercise called Team Spirit. And that's where every branch of the South Korean military and every branch of the U.S. military did a joint military exercise all across South Korea. And I was in the Army, and so we traveled in convoys, military jeeps and trucks loaded with equipment and GIs. And we would convoy from one location to another and travel along country roads around South Korea. And along those roads was dotted little villages surrounded by rice paddies. And whenever our convoy would get close to one of those villages, all the people that lived there would come running up to the edge of the road, and they'd line the edge of the road as we drove by. And they would have big smiles on their faces, and they'd be waving with one hand. And in their other hand, they would have little American flags. And it made me so very proud to be an American, knowing that we were there protecting their country. We had saved their country, right, in the Korean War from the communist North. And those people did not care what color our skin was. They didn't care what our age, our education, or our income was. They just cared that we were Americans, right? And we were there to protect them. We were part of the greatest nation in the history of the world. That's all they cared about, and it made me very, very proud to be an American. You know, we need to remember that here at home. The left all the time wants to separate us. They want to divide us by the color of our skin, by our age, our education, our income. We need to not allow that. We are all part of one race, and that's the human race, and we are all Americans. Part of the greatest nation in the history of the world. We need to remember that here at home. And we need to stand up for that. There have been far too many flag draped coffins in our country's history for us not to be active and involved and make sure everyone we know is registered to vote and that they fill their ballot out and get it turned in. And we will return common sense to Olympia and lead Washington's comeback. Thank you guys. God bless you. I will be hanging around if anybody wants to come up and talk to me. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
The Culp speech, so you guys will be able to see that. I'll post that up pretty soon. But yeah, I'm hauling to the car right now. My wife is an icicle. Surprised she's moving. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Gonna go live again tomorrow. It's gonna be a pretty big event. Might be even a little exciting. I even have security going, so it could be fun. So yeah, I will see you guys very, very soon. You guys have a wonderful night. And if you're a Washingtonian, you better vote. You better vote for Culp. Night, y'all.